and started seeing that apart from that, people had very good intention, but it was hard for them to adapt. And this is what I called exponential pace of change. An exponential pace of change is something which is, it goes very quickly, and sometimes people do not have the time to adapt. As human beings, I did a lot of research, and there is a lot of research about how long it takes for you to adapt to market conditions and or to new things. And unfortunately, human beings are not that good on that. So exponential change of things, we have 5 things pushing the speed of change. And obviously, the first one is unexpected event happening in the world. We have been having that for years and centuries, and that's not new. But we also have short work cycles. A few years ago, companies started using short work cycles, and they started releasing faster and faster. What happened is every time you release something, you impact on the market. And every time you impact on the market, you impact on other people, other companies, other people's lives, other people's ways of working. The more you release or the faster you release, the more you're going to impact on the market. And we see today most companies are using Scrum, or they are using different techniques such as Kanban to impact the market faster and faster. And that's making, for example, imagine you are just about releasing a product and someone releases a better product than yours, and then you need to adapt and adapt quickly. Then we have people interconnected. This is the internet. We have nowadays what we call, what I call shared knowledge. It's easier for you to be in different parts of the world and build knowledge. And that was more challenging before the internet. We have artificial intelligence. I've been seeing so many cool things now with artificial intelligence that is impacting on the way we work. And we also have big data. So these things are increasing basically the market disruptions. So this is going faster and faster and faster. And then we have companies that just started working with sprint if they are using Scrum 2 weeks, and then they are using 1 week, and they're trying to adapt faster and faster. And the main question here is, as a human beings, how we can adapt faster to change. And we have certain, a human being, we have certain restrictions, and we have to have that into mind. And also, when we are talking about enterprise agility, we are talking about changing the value stream. And when we talk about value stream, we are talking about different people that, or people who are present somewhere, they are present to create a product. We have completely different mindset. Imagine that you give the same problem to someone from the financial area, and then to someone from the IT department, and someone from any other department in the organization. You give exactly the same problem, and then you ask for a solution. What you're gonna find, this is nothing new, guys, is that everyone is gonna give you a different solution. This is because every person has a certain biases based on their profession. And then, for example, someone from finance is gonna come with a specific solution, and then someone from IT with a different one. It doesn't mean that inside IT, they're not going to have different solutions, but people tend to follow certain brain patterns, certain values and principles. When we are talking about value stream, imagine you want to produce create some product. In order to create this product, you have people from different areas. You have marketing, you have finance, you have IT, you have many different mindsets in there. So when we want to change those people's mindsets, it's always very challenging. I remember 2 years ago, no more than 2 years already, like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, I was working in Asia with a very big bank. It was Monday morning. I went to work. I was helping a consultancy company, and they sent me to a bank to try to help them. And then when I arrived to the bank, I expected the typical question, Eric, we want you to help us with the Scrum and something else. And then they told me, Eric, we wanted to expand Agile or agility to the rest of the organization. And we have certain kind of people that, we have finance, and we have other people, and none of those guys wanted to share knowledge. They were working on their own. They have been working on it. They had been working on their own for many years, and we want them now to work together as a team. Imagine the challenge. And we also want the ways of working to be compatible with other ways of working that we have been using in the IT areas. And that was very challenging. So at that point, I started developing certain new techniques to make sure that you can get everyone on board. Because the challenges you have is, as soon as you go outside IT, then there are certain things that you use in IT or concepts coming from Agile that maybe those concepts do not work very well. Maybe you need to adapt them. Maybe they work well. You are talking about releasing something constantly. Maybe that concept, that idea works very well, but other ideas you have to adapt, or even practices. If you try to import certain practices from IT, for example, a stand-up meeting is going to work very well everywhere, but other practices maybe do not work very well outside IT. And we have a lot of experience nowadays on how to deal with IT problem, but sometimes when we try to export those ideas outside of those areas, is very challenging. So let me try to explain first. When you have different mindset, what you do.